Bob Cafaro here, another cooking video tonight. Stuff that I got from Dan Lynn Farms in Pedricktown, New Jersey at the farmer's market. These are organic beets. You can see they've been peeled, cut up, and just lightly glazed with olive oil and balsamic vinegar. And I have fresh ground ginger that'll go on after they bake a little more at 350 degrees. And then come on over here. These are acorn squashes from Dan and Lynn. These were so tough to cut open. You need a sharp knife and you got to be very careful with your hands when you do. And I scooped out all the seeds. You could dry the seeds and roast them, but unfortunately that's not going to happen here. But I'm going to just lightly coat these with some olive oil and some pepper. And then these are delicata squashes. You can see how great these are. So, change your pace here. I'm not listening to Bach and Glenn Gould while I'm cooking tonight. As you can hear, that's Beethoven's String Quartet, Opus 59, number 2. And part of the reason that I love to listen to these is Beethoven was really going deaf at this point in his life. Faced with such a major adversity, he didn't stop, but he expanded what he was able to do despite his his shortcomings of losing his hearing. You could imagine how traumatic that is, but he did not let it stop him. He saw it as an opportunity. So in life, when we're faced with an adversarial situation, we've got to look at it as an opportunity. So I'll get these in the oven here and start baking. Okay, the squashes are all ready to go. So they're lightly coated with olive oil, and just, you can see I've sprinkled pepper on them. So we have acorn squash and delicata squash are the small ones. And these are going to go in the oven right now. So you can see we're making the most out of a 3-tray oven here. The idea is I try not to run an empty oven with just one rack. Try to get the most out of the energy I'm using. So we've got 3 racks, we've got 4 trays, 2 of the beets and 2 of the squashes. And of course we're listening to Beethoven, Opus 59, number 2, the 2nd string quartet known as the middle quartets. And a funny story about this. This is the Guarneri Quartet, which is no longer in existence. They disbanded a few years ago. They all retired simultaneously, but the cellist of this quartet on this recording is David Sawyer. And I remember when he retired, they did an interview with him, and the critic for the paper who did the interview asked him, he says, "Why are you retiring from the quartet? Because you still play so well." And he said, well, to quote the late cellist of the Juilliard Quartet, Klaus Adam, whom I had studied with when I was at Juilliard School, he said, "I don't want to die in a Holiday Inn after eating at a Howard Johnson's." So you could imagine what life is like living on the road for a professional musician. So essentially I'm pretty happy with my life. I've got to travel probably 3 months a year, but that's about it. I'm home for the other time, and you know, I wouldn't want that big career as a soloist where you're on the road, you know, 10, 11 months a year. So just had to share that thought with you. But getting back, we'll see how this goes, the cooking here. So okay, everything's done cooking. So here, the delicata squash, just lightly coated with olive oil and pepper. Came out of the oven a little before the acorn squash. So you can see the acorn squash. Can I touch these yet? Yes, I can. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Just olive oil and pepper. No salt. There's the other one. And look what we have here. Actually, I give Teresa credit for this one. This is cut up beets, and then they were baked, lightly coated with olive oil and balsamic. And then Teresa made what was it? It was ginger, ground up ginger with olive oil, and then mixed it together, roasting it in a pan here, or sauteing it, right? Lightly sauteing it. So this is great. And again, Very healthy food and no salt. That's my favorite here. The Russians say that sugar is the sweet poison and salt is the white poison. So they're both, to me, sugar and salt. Really try to minimize those in your diet. And I should add that I was sick today. I didn't feel good last night and I woke up. It seemed like it was a pretty bad cold and I stayed home from work today, first time in a year. But it's funny because when you eat healthy and you stay healthy, your body recovers very quickly, not just from a cold or some kind of injury, but from a chronic illness as well. Something like, you know, any kind of illness. Your body will recover if you're in good shape before you get there. So that's one thing I learned as well. So 24 hours ago, I felt sick as a dog. Now I'm 100%. And having cooking and having Teresa make the beets, I'm sure cheered me up. And Teresa made me ginger tea. Let's come on over here. Let's see what I had here. Here's a cup of fresh ginger tea. And again, it was made with just ground up, it was made with peeled, sliced ginger, and then it was crushed in the garlic press. See, where is the garlic press? So you just peel it, cut it up into small pieces, ground it up over the cup, and then add hot water. And I just find this such an energy rejuvenating drink. I felt sick, and after Teresa made me a cup of this, I felt better almost instantly. And I found ginger's just magic as far as it seems to give me strength. When I was very sick, ginger was a big lifesaver to me rather than take drugs to give me strength. So anyway, thank you for watching my cooking video. Please remember to subscribe, to like, and to share. Thank you.